Hi, my name is James, and I decided to research for my paper creating a classroom website. This was something that was kind of fun for me because I don't know very much about creating a classroom website. I'm not very tech savvy. And as teachers, we have a lot of information that we have to share with our students between multiple syllabi. There's assignments that we might want to share with them. We just have a lot of resources that we need to get out, a lot of information. And as you think about preparing your classroom for whether it's your first year of teaching or your fifth year of teaching, it's an easy way to organize all this information on a classroom website. So to begin with creating a classroom website, you need a web host. A web host is a place that you basically put your website on the internet. It's like the bare bones of your website, and then it's your responsibility to flesh it out with the material you want to have. For teachers, there's a lot of free web hosts that we can use, which is great because you don't really want to be spending money to have a website. So things like Weebly, 000 web hosts, Google Sites, Wix are great options for teachers to use when they're creating their website, and they're free options as well. Another easy way to find a great free website is just to do a Google search, and tons of things will come up. Make sure that you do a little research on your web host before you use it, because some of them, as you begin to create your website, will ask you to pay later on. So just make sure the one you're using is actually free. Once you have a web host used, you can begin the process of web design. Web design at first can seem like something scary, like, oh, you need to know a lot about this, but it's actually pretty simple. And luckily for us, most web hosts actually have a tutorial of basically the basic setups for creating your website. Some things to think about while you're creating your website, or for the web design, is headers. In an article by Linda Amundsen titled 5 Steps to an Accessible Classroom Website, published in 2009, Amundsen wrote, "Think of using headers as similar to creating an outline. Headers provide a hierarchy for your text and organize information into groups." This is basically like the title of the different pages in your website, and it just makes it easy to access and easy for people to understand what different parts are about. As you create your website as well, another thing to think about for web design is the text that you use. Different people that will be coming to your website, you want to have, you don't want too small of text. Sometimes, say, someone visually impaired is on your website, it may be harder for them to read little text. Make sure it's big enough for the majority of people to read it. And then also, the same goes for font color. When you're thinking about the color of your font, you don't want anything too crazy, so it's easy to understand and easy to read, straightforward. Once you have figured out the basis of your web design, you want to think about what you're going to be putting in your website. So the content area. Obviously, like I said before, you can put things like your syllabuses. You could have a page for assignments so that students could go on there and see what they're going to be having next in their class, so they can kind of look ahead. Another great option for a website is being able to create it in a way so you can communicate with people. One thing that's really great about a website is you can set it up in a way that you can communicate with parents. One of the articles that I was reading talked about setting up part of your website like a blog so that you can talk about what your students are doing, and then also have a section on there that parents can comment so that you can get information back from them, and kind of as a way to just open up that communication between parents and students. In an article by Gregory Flynn titled The Middle School Connection, published in 2006, Flynn wrote, "Because parental involvement is a key factor in child success, we need to use that." So it's just a great way to connect with different people, different teachers. And so as you think about potentially having a classroom website, just remember it's a fun thing to do, and I hope you enjoy researching it. Thanks.